I'm going to walk through an entire example. It seems like a lot. It is, but really you're just going to complete the square 2 times in the same equation. All right? So you're going to complete the square for the x term. All right? If we add a number to one side of the equation, we have to do that to the other side. I'm going to show you this in a minute. Then we're going to repeat that complete the square for the y terms. So we're going to do that twice. Then we're going to be done. All right? So I'm going to show you what this looks like. I'm going to group the terms together for you. I'm going to demonstrate what that looks like. I'm going to complete the square twice for you on the screen as an example and answer any questions, and then we're going to try one together. All right. So this looks ugly, right? Looks pretty ugly. You're like, Mrs. Rice, turn the blinds, too bright. Exactly, right? We're going to break it down. Do you guys see that I got 2 terms there with an x and 2 terms there with a y? So we're gonna group them together. I'm gonna move them together. What are my 2 x terms here? What do you see there? What are the 2 terms here with x's next to them? Yeah, and that negative is really important to note that that's a negative 10x. Okay, so we're going to group those x's together. All right, so I'm going to take that x squared and the negative 10x, and I'm going to group those together. I'm going to take the y squared and the 8y, and I'm going to group them together. Now, what did I do with that negative 8 to move it to the other side? How did that 8 magically make it to the other side? What did we have to do to move it over? We had to do the opposite. So if it's a negative 8, if I'm subtracting that 8, we're going to add it to move it to the other side. So let me write that on there so you guys can see that. I am taking any whole number and moving it to the other side. And that is an important step. So any whole number that they have there, you're going to move it on over so that you're able to adjust that. Now we're going to complete the square twice. Okay, we're going to take this 10, the negative 10, and we're going to complete the square with it. So I've got a little spot right here. So we're going to take this negative 10 and we're going to divide that by 2. When I take negative 10 and I divide by 2, what are we going to get? Still sort of. Right, we're going to get negative 5. Okay, and I have you, if you're subtracting, pull that negative out. Now we're going to take that negative 5 and we're going to square it. So what are we going to get when we square that number? And we're going to square that negative as well. We're going to get 25. Okay, that is going to let me rewrite this equation. So I'm going to add the 25 to both sides of the equation. And let's grab like a dark red here. We're going to add the 25 over here. Sorry, handwriting's awful. I didn't leave myself enough room. And we're going to add the 25, because if I add it to one side of the equation, my equation is going to suddenly tip. I can even it out by adding it to the other side. All right, now we're going to complete the square on the other side. And I'll leave myself a little scratch room on the other side so you guys kind of see what I'm doing here. Go back to blue. All right, on this other equation for y, what are we going to divide by 2? Which number are we going to divide by 2 over here? Right, you got it. We're going to divide 8 by 2. So when I take 8 and I divide by 2, what are we going to get now? Okay, and you're going to have one to kind of digest this and work out and solve on your own. All right, that's going to be 4. So I'm going to take 4 and we're going to square the 4. So what are we adding to both sides of the equation now? Got it, it's going to be 16. Okay, so this is 16, And if I add it to one side, we've got to balance out the equation and add it to the other. So you see, we're doing the same thing we did on the last page, but we're doing it twice after we group it. Now, I can rewrite each of those sets of parentheses. You'll notice it's very important why I had the negative and the numbers over here, because those are our two numbers that are going into parentheses. So the x's